Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So lately I've been seeing some Latinas online pulling receipts reminding everyone how they stood up for black people during the George Floyd incident and the Black Lives Matter protests. And listen, we do hear them. I mean, I really do, but I think a lot of Hispanics are missing the bigger point here. This is not about black folks feeling like they weren't supported during the past protests. No one is denying that some of you did show up, but the reason so many black people have chosen to stay home right now, especially with everything going on in the US, runs much deeper than that. Maybe the only way I can help you understand it is like this. As a Hispanic person, pause. Just stop what you're doing for a second and really look at what's happening around you right now in America. The arrest, the deportations, the fear in the streets, the raids, the betrayal. This right here is exactly why so many black folks feel let down. It's not about the past. It's not about old protests or who showed up for who back then. It's about now. It's about knowing that this day was going to come, and when some of the black folks tried to warn you, they weren't heard. I'm not talking about all Hispanic people. Let's make that clear. But I'm talking to the ones who didn't listen, who brushed off the warnings. It's like a mother telling her child not to play with fire, begging them to stay away, but the child doesn't listen, and when the whole house burns down, how do you think that mother would feel, rather? Honestly, even that example falls short, because this situation is bigger than a burned house. The fire is burning up lives, families, futures, and now everybody's feeling the heat. So with that in mind, I want you to watch these clips I came across on TikTok. Some Hispanics speaking out, saying they showed up for black folks during BLM. Watch this video up to the end. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'll come back at the end of this video to give my own 2 cents. Let's watch this.
I mean, it was our fight. I was out there June 2020, December of 2020. It was even my little Asian Puerto Rican boys fight. All lives can't matter until Black Lives Matter. I'm covering the white girl that I was protesting with because I'm no longer friends with her, but that's irrelevant. I am not white. I am brown. I am Latino. And I was out there in the heat, in the dead heat of June. We had to wear masks because this is during 2020. I had to kneel for 9 minutes and 29 seconds, which is the amount of time that George Floyd had the cops knee on his neck. So we had to do it for the exact amount of time to honor him. And I don't got good knees, but I did it. The crowd that was there, hundreds of people, prayed together for this shit to stop. Latinos for Black Lives. We were in that together. There were so many Latinos, and still are so many Latinos, that back black people in their fight, because it's one fight. It's one fight. When we try to separate the issues, we are separated, and we don't need that. We need strength in numbers. We need to love each other because they don't love us. At the time when this all went down, I was about to be a police officer. My undergrad degree is in criminology. I scored a 99.7 out of 100 on the police exam. I was easily one of the top picks for Elizabeth Police Department. And guess what happened? I went out and protested, despite knowing that they had my social media accounts. And I posted, because I'm always going to do what's right. And guess who didn't get a call back? But that's okay, because my dad said, Angie, I don't think you were meant to be a cop. You couldn't look somebody in their face knowing that they were innocent and put them in handcuffs. You don't have the heart for that. And he was right. I have the heart that screams for justice, the heart that has empathy for all. So I'm so sorry if you didn't personally feel supported, but I saw a lot of Latinos out there protesting.
I cannot be the only one thinking this. So you guys know how the whole how Los Angeles is going through the immigration thing, where ICE is popping up and just taking, children and families and everything. And we kind of already knew this was going to happen to a certain extent. I thought it would happen with like criminals and people that are in gangs and people that were not doing good things for this country, not literally hardworking people. But that's not the point. The point is that I remember back in the day when the whole Black Lives Matter movement was going on, and I supported it. I spoke up about it. I posted something about it, and I said something, right? Even though I'm not African American, honestly, why would I care? Because it is still something that's going on, and I did feel like it was unfair, and something should, be said. I know people are going to protest. I mean, could I have done more? Of course, but at the time, I did not. But at least I did speak up about it. What bothers me right now is that, like, a lot of celebrities or people, maybe influencers that we listen to, No one's saying anything. And I guess everybody has their own thoughts and opinions, and I completely respect that. I just feel like whenever they're discriminating against the other minorities, I'm gonna be quiet and I'm not gonna say anything, because where were you guys at right now? You know, like I said, I'm not African American. I didn't have to say anything. I didn't have to post about it. I didn't have to bring awareness to the subject, but I did. Okay, because it was still unfair, or at least I saw it as like police brutality. Like, what the heck is going on? And the reason why all these protests are going on as well is like to bring awareness, to kind of say, hey, this is not fair. That's how change happens, right? But I just right now, like, going online and listening to some people's thoughts, and they're like, take them all away, deport them all. It's like, how could you be so insensitive? Like I said, I completely agree for deporting criminals, the people that are actually doing harm to other people, but to innocent families, perhaps not. I do get that they broke the law, and I'm kind of, it's just the way that it's being done that it's just like, wow, I just kind of can't believe what's going on right now.
Okay, so y'all can go watch Homegirl's video if y'all want to, but basically she feels some type of way and says it's hypocritical that people were protesting for Black Lives Matter, but she feels as though people aren't really as vocal or saying anything about ICE or the protests that are going on in LA. First of all, the way that Black people and Black issues get drugged into everything is truly exhausting, one. Secondly, Black people, Black women specifically, the 92%, did their part, right? They went out and they voted against Mr. Orange. All that hate you have really needs to be directed towards your own community. And while you're at it, you can address the anti-Blackness y'all got going on too. Because I literally saw a video not too far up from yours about protesters in LA that called this Black cop the N-word about 11 times. And it's crazy because this country literally elected over a qualified Black woman. And now that Mr. Orange is doing exactly what he said that he was going to do, y'all want Black people to stand up and because it's really just like, damned if we do, damned if we don't, right? We go out and we protest and we're blamed for the looting. We're the ones that are getting shot and killed. We're ghetto. We're all of these things. Or we vote and sit down and you're still upset. And it's like, this has literally been going on forever. Like, from voting rights to reproductive rights, Black women have been out protesting, fighting X, Y, and Z for everyone as a whole. Like, literally equality for everyone. But when others get involved, it's just like, y'all do it for yourselves. I.e. Susan B. Anthony, she didn't give a damn about Black women or Black people wanting to vote. She cared about white women having the right to vote. And that's what typically happens in these movements. Y'all use Black women, Black people to fight and to stand behind y'all and your causes, and then y'all turn around and shit on the same Black community. So it's like, do I agree with the current administration? No, I think it's terrible that people are being separated from their families. However, will I be going above and beyond to protest or to stand up for anybody else? No.
You know what's crazy to me, bro, is when they had the BLM protest, everybody was popping out. Every celebrity, YG, the Ball brothers, everybody was popping out. The sports teams putting BLM on their back, you know what I'm saying? Wearing BLM shirts, you know what I'm saying? Of freedom, wearing all these shirts. You know what I'm talking about the NBA right now, actually. Where's that now? Even Kendrick Lamar made a song. Lil Baby made a song. But where's everybody now?
Yeah, I don't know what superhero council nominated all Black Americans to become Tony Stark in the Avengers, but it is absolutely, positively, deliciously comical. And some of y'all are more mad at Black people, Black celebrities, Black institutions, Black football teams, Black NBA teams, not speaking up and going all in 100% regarding the protests taking place against ICE, than ICE and the entire Trump administration and government itself. Like, y'all are more mad at us. And I guess it's because y'all keep comparing movements. Here's the thing. I don't know why we're comparing civil rights movements. Black Lives Matter was huge, but Black Americans in general, we are extremely influential. That has always been our number one superpower. It's not a shocker that our civil rights protests will be making waves here and every other corner in the universe. There are Black people supporting this protest. There are Black people actually out on the streets protesting and fighting. I hate to keep saying it as well, but majority of the Black people voted to try to get this to not happen. I feel like this anger is misdirected. Have y'all spoken to Jennifer Lopez lately? What's she doing? Why don't y'all ask her?
Where's J-Lo? Where's Bad Bunny? Where's Maluma? Where's Shakira? Talk to your own people. Because J-Lo was just up on the pulpit at the inauguration doing this.
Y justicia para todos. Let's get loud.
No matter what happens in this country, everyone under that POC umbrella always finds a way to put the focus back on Black people. Obviously, we understand what's going on right now with the ICE raids that are going on in America and Los Angeles, to be specific. But there have been a lot of Latino people coming online asking about black celebrities and black people showing up and comparing this event to BLM. Now, don't get me wrong. We were home during the pandemic. People had no jobs. People weren't in the office. And yes, black people, black celebrities, black businessmen showed up for black people. Corporations and teams that had black people on them showed up for their black constituents and their black workers. As it currently stands as demographic, there are more Latinos in America than there are black people. And half of that population voted for what's going on right now. Speak to your own population. Stand up for yourself with each other. Talk internally about how you're so disjointed between the Central and South Americans and the Caribbean people in the East Coast. Talk to each other. Why are you looking for black people to put you guys on a pedestal and go fight for you when this is also your fight, primarily your fight? Black Lives Matter was our fight, but we speak up for ourselves. We also speak up for everyone, and we did it the most with our vote. And even though black people are saying this is not our fight, we're sitting this out, we're doing all these things like resting, there are several ways black people are showing up by not supporting Starbucks, by not supporting Target, by not supporting any company that put out DNI, by boycotting, by using our voice like I do. There's so many ways that black people still will always show up for ourselves in this country. And when we show up for ourselves, guess who benefits? Everyone else. Reach out to your fellow Asians. Reach out to your Middle Eastern Arab people. Reach out to the large Russian population that's in LA, the Armenians, the Persians. There's so many immigrant groups that live in this city, but you want to single out black people. Can't win them all. Ciao.
You know what's crazy to me, bro, is when they had the BLM protest.
You know what's crazy to me? It's crazy to me that you're only calling out black people and black celebrities. In regards to BLM, you ain't got no fucking celebrities? There ain't no Mexican celebrities? Y'all get y'all asses on the internet. Latino people like you piss me the fuck off, because y'all get y'all ignorant asses on the internet and say stupid ass shit and then think for some odd reason that somehow black people are gonna support you after you say dumb, ignorant ass shit on the internet. You are not entitled to our voices or our support, period. Especially when you don't give it in return. Let's be very clear. There is anti-blackness that is deeply rooted in your community. Deeply. It's so deep that it doesn't just affect black Americans, it affects your own Afro-Latinos in your own fucking community. And you got the audacity to be sitting over here trying to talk about us? The fucking gall. I don't hear none of you Latino people that have this fucking perspective when it comes to black people saying or doing shit like this to Asian people, Middle East. You were talking about Palestine, talking about please correct me if I say anything wrong. Well, you said Palestine, it was Palestine. But you want to sit here and talk about us, but you don't ask support from any. How about indigenous people? Did you ask them for their support? Y'all intertwine like this too, so I'm confused as to why you're only speaking on black people. What the fuck is wrong with you? This is why education is elevation. You should probably educate yourself before you get on the internet and making stupid ass comments about shit you don't understand and shit you don't know. It is literally Latino people like you that make people in my community not want to fucking support y'all asses, because why the fuck is it always our problem or our fight when y'all don't do the same and reciprocate the same shit? You want to know how many people I saw at the George Floyd protest that were Latino? Right. You want to know how recently many people I saw around the Supermercado area in off of Lake Street in Minnesota? Multiples. I saw multiple people and multiple black people, which is crazy because y'all don't do the same for us. But you got your ass up on the internet and opened your fucking mouth and said this ignorant ass shit, not knowing that it is deeply rooted in white supremacy. The fucking gall. The next time you think about getting your ass on the internet, throw the thought away. go back, unpack your anti-blackness that is deeply rooted in your community, which starts with mom, dad, and abuelita. Go back and unpack anti-blackness first before you get your ass on this internet and think you're entitled to anything black people do. Fuck.
Y'all, I don't understand what's so hard to understand. My grandma would say, is you stupid or you dumb? Dear Hispanic community, you voted for a man who was openly racist, a man who made it very clear that he intended to harm the most vulnerable among us. And yet you aligned yourself with this same man who intended to harm your very demographic. You voted for someone who repeatedly lied, who's a felon, who essayed women, who has shown you time and time again exactly who he is. And somehow you believed that you were above reproach. You thought you'd be safe. But now that you see this man's cruelty extends to you and yours, your abuela and papi are being deported. Your children are being detained and kidnapped off the street. And you want the same people, the very people that you voted against, to stand in solidarity with you. So let me get this straight. You want the understanding of the very people that you were willing to sacrifice, yet you never acknowledge the harm you caused, the anti-blackness in your community, the disrespect, the downright ungratefulness of all the sacrifices of black folk, the sacrifices of our ancestors who even have civil rights laws that made it so that you could come to this country and obtain work, social welfare, insurance, food, shelter, and all the things that made coming here comfortable. That's the ungratefulness of the sacrifices my ancestors made. No apology, no accountability, no repair. But here's the real kicker. You're not holding accountable your own community, the ones that overwhelmingly voted for this man, the ones that overwhelmingly voted against its own interest. Instead, you're turning to our community, asking for solidarity, for us to carry the weight, to help fix what your community broke. Make that make sense. Baby, the call is coming from inside the house. Black folks showed up in November in solidarity. We voted not just for ourselves, but for your interests too, even when your community didn't. So until you openly hold your community accountable, until you name and confront the harm you've caused my community, then we can talk. Until then, trust and believe we're praying for you and yours, because that's who we are, and that's how we voted. Peace and blessings.
Now.
So let me get this straight. You made a whole video asking why the black athletes and the black celebrities ain't showing up to rally and march currently like they doing or like they did for Black Lives Matter, right? And I want that to sit with a lot of y'all, because where were y'all when we needed y'all? When we were asking y'all to go out and vote like y'all lives and ours depended on it. When it was election time, y'all hated Kamala, couldn't stomach her. Y'all praised and supported Trump and uplifted him and belittled Kamala. Like we didn't know that this was gonna happen. We all knew it. Everybody on the campaign trail told you this was gonna happen, right? And you yourself may not have voted for Trump. However, your abuela, your tío, your prima, and your cousin who claim he don't like politics did. I've seen the videos of the Latinos at Trump rallies screaming, "Build the wall." And this was the decision that a lot of y'all made. So no, you can't just ask us why we not protesting or ask us to protest, because we know what protesting for us looks like. We've seen the tanks. We've seen the gas thrown. We've seen the heads cracked, okay? And we also saw what happened on January 6th, which was a much different scene, right? So let me say this from the bottom of my heart. I support y'all. I think what's happening is deplorable. I think it's inhumane. I think it needs to stop immediately. But having my physical being on the front lines, not when I know what it costs and not when I know who helped create this moment. Because the truth is, y'all only like blackness when it's convenient.
Okay, so let's talk about this because I can't end this video without putting my final thoughts out there. To the Latinas and to some in the broader Hispanic community who are online right now pulling out old receipts, reminding black folks how they stood with black people during the George Floyd protest, the Black Lives Matter movement, and other moments when things were burning hot in America. Look, we hear you, we see you, and I respect the few that did show up, that did stand in the gap when it mattered the most, you know. But I have to be honest, you are putting the blame on the wrong people. I think that's what I can say. The frustration you see from, you know, black folks right now is not because they forgot what happened back then. It's because of what's happening right now. It's about the silence now, the indifference now. They're quite watching from the sideline now when your own people are under fire. And that's what some of you still don't seem to get. This isn't about what you did in the past. It's about what you're doing or not doing in the present. The problem isn't black people sitting at home this time. The problem is what's going on inside your own community. That's where the video needs to be made. That's where the energy needs to be directed toward your own people. Where are the Latina celebrities? Where are the bold and afraid voices with the millions of followers, ready to speak truth to power, ready to stand up and risk something for their own people? Where are they right now? Because I'm not seeing them, like, seriously. You shouldn't be trying to guilt trip black folks into the streets right now. You should be using that same energy to call out on your own people, brothers and sisters who voted the way they did, who helped build the system that's standing on them right now. Because let's not pretend we all saw what happened on November 5th. That was the day the trust broke. That was the moment black folks who have marched, bled, protested, and risked everything for justice in this country looked around and said, "We warned you. We told you this was coming and you didn't listen." I said earlier, it's like a mother warning a child not to play with fire. She says it gently at first, then louder, then finally yelling because she loves that child and knows the danger, but the child ignores the warning, keep playing, and then the whole house burns down. Who do they turn to? The mother who warned them? The one they didn't listen to? That's exactly how many black people feel right now. But even that example doesn't go far enough, like I said, because what's burning isn't a house. It's people's future, their safety, their families, their peace. And now you want help. You want solidarity. You want black folks to stop what they're doing and run out in the fire for you. And listen, I get it. We get it. I really do. Some of you out there truly did stand with black folks when it was, you know, their turn to suffer, when it was their people in danger. But far too many of you did not. And far too many who did are now quiet, silent when your voice is needed the most. And that's why the energy feels so different this time. That's why black folks are staying home, because the truth is, and I'm not just going to say it straight, black folks don't trust you guys anymore. They don't trust that if things get ugly out there, like when they join in the protesting, you know, if the police start cracking down, if the system turns vicious, that you guys are going to stand your ground like you expect black people, you know, to stand for you. They don't trust that you're going to do that. That is not something you can fix with a few TikTok or social media posts about old protests. If you want to fix that, if you want to rebuild what's broken, you've got to start at home. You've got to call out your own people, the ones who cheered when they shouldn't have, who voted the way they did, who supported the system that's hating you now. You've got to hold them accountable before you come knocking on black folks' doors asking for help. Until that happens, this uncomfortable distance between black folks will remain. It will continue. I'm not saying this is going to divide anybody. I'm not saying this because I want to see anyone suffer. I am saying this because this is the real conversation no one wants to have. Because if black folks go out in those streets again and things go bad and the situation turns dangerous, what happens when they look on your side and you're gone? What happens when history repeats itself and the support they were promised isn't there? That's the fear. That's the hesitation. That's why so many are sitting at home right now. That's why they are sitting out on this. And honestly, I cannot blame them. So before anyone else comes out with more odd protester videos, more "we were there for you" videos, ask yourself this: are you here for black folks now, or are you here for yourself now? Are you holding your people accountable? Because until that answer is yes, this trust remains broken. That's my take on this. That's how I feel. Like always, I want to hear what you think about this, your honest opinion on everything that we have just talked about. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Maybe you see something I'm missing. Drop your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let's have this conversation for real. No holding back. Flood my comment section. I'm begging you. And as always, I'll see you in my next video. Please stay peaceful.